My name is Megan and I'm inspiring women to embrace a sense of adventure and become their best selves. I'm so glad you're here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you never miss a video. So for the last week or so, I have been getting all sorts of bug bites. It started out just kind of like my legs, and now it is just all over my body, you guys. It is my arms, my belly, my back, my buttocks, my legs, my feet, literally everywhere. I've been so itchy, and through asking around friends and relatives and Google, I'm starting to think that the problem may be bed bugs, but not in our bed, funny enough, in our sofa, because I am getting a majority of these bites while I'm sitting on my couch at night watching TV. I wish I could show you the sheer volume of bug bites because it is completely ridiculous. Every time I sit down, I get back up with 3 or 4 more bites. So I did a Google search for some bed bug removal places in our local vicinity and found a 5-star rated one super close. So I called them. They said they were willing to come out and do a free consultation, kind of take a look around and see if that is our problem, and if so, give us a quote on what it's going to take to resolve the problem. But from what I've looked into, it is quite expensive. I'm feeling a little bit stressed about it, but one step at a time. So to take my mind off of it, I did a poll on Instagram and asked you guys where I should hang my hats. The 2 places were either above the dresser here on this wall or on this blank wall over here. And I was kind of watching the poll over the course of the 24 hours that it was up, and it was going back and forth between the 2, but overall 60% of you said on the blank wall, and I think I agree, because my only concern about having hats up there is it would feel a little bit cluttered. So I'm gonna take my mind off of my itchiness and go ahead and hang up these hats, and you guys can help me. All right, so I've got 5 hats to hang, and I'm gonna use these trusty command hooks on the wall, which I'm not gonna lie, my husband's not gonna be thrilled about, because every time we take them off, despite what they claim, they always end up peeling some paint. But these are also cement-backed walls, and I don't want to invest in the right screws for that, so we're just gonna make do. I was gonna try to come up with some elaborate plan, but I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna hang stuff up, guys. Sure that's what I wanted it to look like, but you know what? It's better than them piled up on the floor. So I'm gonna stare at it for a couple days and see, and if I end up not liking it, I'll just take it down. Maybe if I add 1 or 2 more hats to my collection, it'll make it look better. Either that or I need something right here. Leave a comment below if you have any ideas, okay? Hey, I had to get some laundry done, and I got an update from the bug people. Thought it would be a good time to tell you that story. So I had an appointment with them to this afternoon. I don't even remember the exact time, to be honest, but the guy who was scheduled to come out here gave me a phone call and just said, hey, I just wanted to touch base with you before I headed out your direction. I wanted to ask you a couple questions so that we could kind of narrow down what the issue is so I know how to help you. And as he was asking me questions, he went, you know what, I really don't think this is a bed bug problem. It just does not sound like bed bugs whatsoever. It's not characteristic of them. So I was like, okay, well, can you give me an idea of what this is? And he actually thought that it's a dust mite problem, which I find really interesting because I'm actually allergic to dust mites, which would explain why I am getting such a terrible reaction every single time I get bit, and nobody else is even reacting whatsoever. I'm like itchy just thinking about it. But he said, you know, the tricky thing about dust mites is that you can't see them, so you don't know that they're there. And you know, he's like, if you would have done an inspection of your couch, which I did, I mean, I don't entirely know what I'm looking for, but I did do somewhat of an inspection, and I didn't see any of the characteristics of bed bugs. But like I told him, my couch is also gray and black, so that might make it a little more difficult to see that, and I'm not an expert by any means, but he just said it didn't sound like bed bugs whatsoever. So his suggestion was to have our air ducts cleaned, which I already have scheduled to do because our landlord pays for it annually. So that will get taken care of. And then he said to just maybe rent a steam cleaner or have somebody steam clean our sofa and maybe any additional furniture downstairs, which if I'm gonna do it, I probably would just steam clean all of it. And I know that hasn't been done in a while, and we've moved, you know, across the country, and it was sitting in a moving truck for a week, so who knows what type of stuff it could have exposed to. But oh my goodness, I feel so relieved, because as you guys probably know, bed bug removal is very expensive. And just the thought, like, even though I know it's a myth that like bed bugs are attracted to like dirty environments, like I know that's not true, and that bed bugs can exist in even the cleanest of homes. Like I feel like there's just such a bad stigma with bed bugs that it's like, it's embarrassing to even talk about, which is sad, because I should be able to, you know, to bring it up and talk to people without getting weird looks. But unfortunately, that's what people associate it with. Thanks, groomers. But whew, okay, so he said if those two things don't take care of the problem, I can of course call them back and they'll come out. But he's like, I've recommended this to several people, you know, in the past who've had kind of a similar experience with you, and no one's ever called me back. So I'm hopeful, guys. I'm so hopeful. I was just completely relieved hanging up the phone. I can't even tell you. So I'm going to finish getting my laundry done around here, and what's next on the docket? I don't know. We're gonna do something fun. Hey guys, it's been a couple weeks since our crazy infestation, I guess you would call it, and so I wanted to give you an update on how things are going. So after vacuuming thoroughly, washing our cushions, and steam cleaning our couch, I'm happy to say that my so-called bites that I had all over my body are slowly disappearing. The itchiness has gone away. I feel like a new woman. Just goes to say that self-diagnosing on the web is not always the best idea. So if you ever have a pest control situation and you're wondering what it is, I personally would recommend getting the experts involved as soon as possible. Could you imagine if I had just decided it was the bed bugs and had spent all this time and money treating something that wasn't even the case? I mean, my problem wouldn't have gone away and my money would have. So I'm so glad I sought the help of experts. I also wanted to tell you guys how it went with that steam cleaner. That was my first time ever using one. We got it off Amazon. This is the one we got, and I'll make sure to link to it down in the description box below in case you need to find one for yourself. This is the one that we just thought was the best value. Even though I thought that, you know, when the red light would come on, you'd have to stop and wait for it to turn green again. It was a little annoying having to take those pauses, but in the grand scheme of things, not a big deal. And the price was just like too good to be true, honestly. So I think we made the right choice. I'm so happy with how this situation turned out. And not to mention, it's gonna be really handy to have a steam cleaner in the house. I mean, I'm just thinking of all the other places that I can use it now. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I'm so glad that you decided to come on this journey with us, and I'm even more grateful that it ended up being no big deal. Make sure to tune back next week as we take off on our next adventure. I'm so excited to share it with you, but now that I mention it, we are also in the midst of planning our next family adventure, hopefully something local, but I need your ideas. So let me know your favorite spots in the state of Florida to do with families. All right, leave that in the comments and I'll see you here next Thursday.